Is this thing on? Hey, good morning. Just kind of stretching my eyeballs there. Not my eyeballs, really, I guess my eyelids. Yeah, good morning. I know this is early on a Saturday, so I totally get it if you are not even on this TikTok live this morning, or if you're in your bed just kind of being like, I don't want to get up, and you're like scrolling on the TikTok. Do you notice how comfortable I am in that? Because that's, good morning, Cat Mama. Nice to see you. And Susie and Susan, and user 624155689, and Novla21. Nice to see you all. As promised, I said I was going to do a TikTok live marathon, even though this is not marathon week. That was a couple of weeks ago, but whatevs. That was their marathon. This is my marathon. Okay. And good morning. So German Maid, nice to see you. And James and Los Ultimos Gigante and Faith and Iconic J and Jean and Jacqueline and German. I don't want to call anybody out in case you're like, oh my God, I didn't mean to be here. I was supposed to be in another room. I totally get that. I've done that before where I've just been like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, this isn't where I want to be, but no big deal. I'm blessed for the best, and Natalie and Kevin and 750 Bunch. Here's a fun thing. If you feel like doing this, I've been on some Zoom calls sometimes where while they're waiting for people to come in the room, they're like, so where's everybody from? So I will say this, I am speaking to you from our living room because it's the weekend and I want to get out of my office. I love my office, but it's just, nice to mix things up. I'm always about mixing things up. I am coming to you from the Philadelphia suburbs. So on the East Coast of the United States. I'm always curious where you are. I get somebody from the 302 PM 11208. I know who you are. Are we going to the, no, we're going to Jersey later today. We will be in the 302, definitely over the summer. Got to go down the beach. Not the shore, the beach. So nice to meet you, everybody. So anyhow, let me just take a sip here. I am Beth. I am a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. Why Destination, you may ask? Because I like traveling, and I found that when I'm excited to go someplace, travel-wise and otherwise, I'm more likely to do the things to get there than if I'm kind of like, meh, I don't feel like doing it. If I don't feel like going there, I'm not going to make the effort. I'm not going to do the things. And I think that is a cool life approach. So a lot of my coaching has to do with driving and running out of gas and, finding your destination and not getting distracted in roadblocks and all the things that you know what, we as Americans, I think, do not realize how influenced we are in thinking and doing and just the words we use because we live in a car-based society. And I could go on about that, but it's going to come up naturally. It's just how I roll. But I show up and do these TikTok lives for a couple of reasons. One is, well, the one reason I do any of my coaching is to help you. You, if you happen to be, I don't know, how do I want to say it? Like challenged with clutter. You got some stuff in your house and your stuff in your house is making you go, or muh, or yuck, or ugh, or look at me, I'm like this. Instead of going, ooh, yay, love it, love it, love it, love it. I almost threw off my glasses. Love it, love it, love it. Good story, good story. Love it. Just the right amount. I know myself because I grew up cluttered and I was cluttered for decades. I still collect stuff. It's not like I live like a monk or anything. Why ask why not? Oh my God, can I put you in my pocket? Yeah, your phone fits in your pocket and I'm here on TikTok a wicked lot. And my TikTok lives are recorded and I upload them to YouTube. So if you ever want to listen to me like on a podcast or if you're on a walk, they're there. Thank you for loving the green walls. I love them too. Holly Young is saying, yeah, every time we say we need to clean the basement. Yeah, we have stuff in our basement. I've done some videos from there and we have stuff. I don't feel like I need to gatekeep. I am not perfect. We have so much less stuff than we used to down the basement. I will share this though. Couple of fun reasons. Okay. Over the past week, I am not kidding you. I do not make stuff up because I'm a really bad liar. A client of mine said that as she was like, I like to think of this, so I'm offering this. Okay, Natalie's doing the YouTubes. Okay, it's great. I love it. So Holly Young Reppert was saying every time we say we need to clean the basement. So I'm offering this to you and to everybody else who thinks, oh, I don't want to do this. Instead of thinking of decluttering your home as like a chore, something I have to do, this is not going to be fun. It can be fun. You can find goofy pictures of your husband or yourself from when you were younger and you had stranger haircuts. And the other thing, too, I want you to think of it as a treasure hunt. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is you may come across something. I bet the thing that's keeping you from doing it is being afraid to come across something that's going to make you feel bad. But you forget that you may come across something that makes you feel good. Now, I am not kidding you that in the past week, one of my one-on-one paying coaching clients found thousands of dollars in cash while she was decluttering. She showed it to me. She's like, I can't make this stuff up. And I was like, this happens. I have had people find $100 of cash. She also found some gift cards she wasn't using. A check. People find checks they haven't cashed. They find things they've been looking for a long time. Oh my gosh, I feel so good now that I found that picture of, so-and-so. I've been looking for this forever. So notice the subtle mind shifts. This is how I work, because I'm not licensed. I am a certified. I'm a certified life coach. So I have practiced some of these things, and the thing that I think is so interesting and so in your control is noticing what you're thinking and realizing if it's not doing it for you, you can change it to something else. Instead of thinking of it as a chore, oh, I have to go down the basement, you can be like, ooh, what are we going to find now? That's one of the reasons I got into decluttering, because I always look at this as an adventure, as what are we going to find? We're going to see a before and after. We may discover a treasure. Even if we don't discover a treasure, the treasure is going to be the place looking and feeling and looking and functioning better. Or how am I trying to say it now? Looking and functioning and feeling better than before. Okay. I like borderline messy. Nothing wrong with that. Mountain Rebel Crafts says you bring up a good point. I may have gotten rid of half of what I own, but I'm going to do it again. Now, this brings to mind kind of a cycle, a little sweep. You do a sweep again. It's almost like when you're cleaning something. You got most of it off. Looks good, looks better than it did, but if I do it again, it'll look even better, and then you'll get to a point where it's just right. That is part of it, the cyclical nature of these things. But the great thing is if you do these things in waves, in like kind of a pass, a comb through, a cull, whatever you choose to call it, when you feel ready to go through it again, like, oh, that felt good. I'm going to hang out here for a while, but you know what? Maybe later, I feel like I do a few more. Picking out those things, doing it a bit at a time, and doing it at a time that feels right to you. When it feels better, when it feels easy, it's going to be easy. Okay? Moving into a new house in 4 days. I only plan to unpack and decorate with things that bring me joy. Yes, be really curious about things. Okay? Be curious about things that you don't unpack for a while, that you maybe haven't missed. We have some of that down the basement. Well, it's more like my husband. And speaking of the basement, we found some stuff down our basement. We just made a couple of nickels off of that ourselves. Oh, it sounds awful. Karen says, our basement flooded. We lost about 80% of our stuff. Oh, there you go. How interesting. Lost 80% of our stuff. Didn't really notice. Yeah. Just think about it. Here's an interesting thing. I like to think about clutter because it makes me see things in a different way. And when I think about it and speak about it, maybe it helps you see your things just from a different perspective, from a different light. Oh, look at that. Isn't this interesting? If the stuff in the boxes was really important to your life, you would have unboxed it and be using it. So just know that by not unboxing it, you have made a little subtle vote for, I don't need this, because it stays in the box. Okay? Hey, Annalisa, thousands beats my $35 and change. $35 and change is a wicked lot of change. Do not compare. To compare, you both found money when you were decluttering. Comparison is the thief of joy. I read that somewhere. I feel like David Bowie on that. Don't compare. Comparison just makes you feel crappy. You know, I could be like, oh, look at me, I lost a pound, and then somebody's 30 pounds lighter than me, and I'm like, wah, wah. You know what? Celebrate the moments of your life. Celebrate who you are. Get psyched about what you did. It don't matter to me. It doesn't matter what anybody else does, okay? I love it. Kara is planting today. Ship 1, list 5 on eBay. Check, check, check. I love it. Your yard is going to look so awesome. And if anybody doesn't know, so Kara and I, we don't know each other personally. I'm originally from Massachusetts. She lives up there. She lives up there now. Maybe she loves up there now too. I don't know. But she collects vintage stuff. I collect vintage stuff. She has a Haywood Wakefield table. I have a Haywood Wakefield table. And we both have collected things. Now, the really cool thing I like is Kara's destination is I want to have more native plants in my yard. And so therefore, how I'm going to get there is I'm going to sell some of this clutter so I can buy plants that I want. Exchanging it. I did that once, honestly, talking about vintage stuff. I had a set, and I know I let them go for a song bit by bit. I got a set of 4 lane tables, such good condition, at the Salvation Army in Smyrna, Delaware. I don't know, let me think. Did I have them in the other house? Easily almost 20 years ago. We used some for a while, and then I sold them off bit by bit, and there was one of them where I was like, you know what? Like, I know this is worth money, and I'm not just going to give it away, but do I need to sell it? No. I got the opportunity to go on a trip with a friend of mine, and she was like, hey, last minute, you want to come with me? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, ooh, that kind of is an unexpected money thing. So what it did was it prompted me to step up and sell some of my stuff that I knew I'd get some good money for. I did, and I was able to take the trip. So think of the things that your clutter can get you, you know? Okay, I love it. Wendy Rose says, I cluttered my sewing desk in my dining room. Rock! You know, the Ruby Piano says, I love that you speak in song lyrics. You know, I've been a music fan all my life. I come from I don't come from musical people. We're not really musical in my family, but we love music. I married a musician who writes songs. Some of my own words have turned into songs. I'm like, here, this is a good one. See if you can put it in a song. But yeah, that's just how my brain is wired. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, assertive dog in Rhode Island. I love it. 'Cause you come from Rhode Island, and little old Rhode Island is famous for you. Boop. That's Blossom Dearie. Blossom Dearie. I learned about her when I worked at Pier 1, and one of her songs was on the in-store music. She's also the voice, that kind of haunting, lilting, girlish voice on Figure 8. If you did Multiplication Rock, it's brought to you by Nabisco. If you're a Gen Xer, can you tell I'm a Gen Xer? Little Schoolhouse Rock. So that's where Rhode Island. There you go. I love it. All right, what do we have here? So, oh, hey, I'm glad to hear this. So, Annalisa, a.k.a. Pixel Pitbull, is saying, your recommendation to put together a file for tax paperwork was so helpful this year. Awesome. If it was so helpful this year, I just happen to be sitting at our desk. Start one for this year. What does this mean? It's so simple. Just get a freaking envelope. An envelope, anything that comes in throughout the year. Like it's already, I get some stuff in here that you pretty much know from doing your taxes this year that it's going to be the documentation you're going to find. Just throw it in an envelope and say, hey, these are for next year's taxes. I am so glad at that. Oh, interesting. Assertive dog. You worked at Pier 1. I went down. I remember. Here's how ingrained my decluttering and merchandising skills are. I remember going down to Pier 1 because I lived in Mass for an overnight. We were doing a remodel of a store. I want to think it was in Warwick, but man, does that seem like that seriously was another life ago. It was easily over 25 years ago, but small world, isn't it? So here I am. Here you are. I'm waking up a little bit. I've had some tea. This cup, this mug, it's hysterical. This is way too big. I feel like a little kid. I feel like, what's his name? Kilroy? When I drink out of this mug, I ordered the wrong size, but it's cute, so I keep it. And I use it. I use what I keep. Also finally gave away some glass jars. Yeah. Heard a TikTok person say you don't need a personal, big mug. Yes, I am left-handed. Yeah. Relationship with every jar you meet. Annalisa, I will share with you, I was rinsing out a jar from Relish. And I was like, oh my God, they made this look like it might be a little pickle barrel. And I was like, resist it, put it in the, I put it in the recycle bin, so much better. So good morning. Hey, G Schnauzer, good morning to you too. This is late for you. It's the weekend. So anywho, here I am for you. What can I help you with? If I was working, if I was working retail, I'd be like, hey, can I help you find anything? Is there something you're looking for? So in coaching, it's kind of the same thing. Like, I'm here for you. What's jamming you up clutter-wise? Okay? What is jamming you up clutter-wise? I'm here to help you with it because I am a decluttering life coach. I have been cluttered. I grew up cluttered. I am not as cluttered as I was. And you know what's really cool is I really feel like the reduction in clutter has increased the clarity in my life. It's reduced the clutter in my brain. I can so much more easily get shit done. It takes less time to do more things. So I have all sorts of time that I'm still getting used to. How easy it is for us to have people over the house, to, tidy up, to go on vacation and come back easy. Like, we're leaving today just for a quick overnight. It kind of popped up, and I said yes, and let's make this happen. It's going to be fun. Oh my God, we're like, all right, I guess we just put stuff in a bag and leave, and the house is going to be tidy, and when we get back, it's going to be tidy. So we feel good when we're leaving because we're not like, oh my God, I left all that stuff. And then you come home, and you're like, this place is nice. So, oops, hit the wrong button. I apologize. All right, so, okay, so Chrissy C. Jump says, I got rid of clothes 3 years ago. Now I can't use them. Money is a problem. Okay, I want to offer to you. Now, I don't know anybody's situation, so you know you better than I do. So take what I say and put it into your own perspective. What I want to offer to you is, you may wear 20% of the clothes you currently own 80% of the time. Now, you'll see that on me. Oh my God, how often, pretty much all the frickin' time, do you see me in a black t-shirt and a hoodie? Now, occasionally I wear something different, but this is me. But I want to bet that there are pieces of clothes that you have that you grab, and there's pieces of clothes that even now you don't wear. So get curious about how much you really need or want. And I say it with little air quotes because needs and wants and things like that are kind of nebulous, the difference between the two. To me, it's like you could get away with like having two pairs of clothes, maybe more underpants. Wear one, wash the other, then wear that one, wash the other. But it's really up to you. But just notice how much you feel like you need. And the feeling of it could be a journey to realize it. Okay? Interesting. I seem to have clutter cycles, says Jacqueline B 2.0. Yeah, you might. Cycles. We are cyclical. We live in a cyclical world. And I am a cyclical girl. Do, 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 do. It's springtime out. When I've done TikTok lives from this room, I've looked out the window because I'm staring at a window and I've seen snow. I see buds on the trees. You may have cycles. I know for the last 6 months, I had a cycle of, it was cold out. We were going on a lot of vacations. I ate and drank a lot. I gained weight. That was my hibernation. That was that type of thing. Now it's spring. We're home for a little bit more. We're eating healthier. I'm, exercising more. I'm feeling better. Embrace the cycles. Yeah. Okay, Sarah TK, you're not alone. Sarah's saying, I have so much clutter. Stuff that was passed to me because it's worth money. Like 3 sets of probably different. Okay, here's the thing. My mother's not in the room. But you know what? That era, like I'm Gen X, okay? So I was raised by the silent generation, borderline boomers. Back in the day, and even the people they were raised, there were things that were worth money back in the day that aren't worth anything to anybody now. The china, the crystal, the linens, it's so funny. I always want to say the silver, but silver, you can sell the silver because it has a meltdown value. It's pennies on the dollar for what people have paid for it. But notice the things within the context of not only your world, but in the world. And if things are worth money, or they thought they were worth money, I encourage you as a decluttering coach, but also as a human who was working through her dad's stuff when he passed, and we hung on to some of his things for too long, his books, a certain set of books, that when we finally went to sell them, when we thought they were going to be worth a lot of money because he paid a lot of money for them, he enjoyed collecting them. We went to all the people he collected them from, and they're like, yeah, nobody wants those anymore. We even have too many. So there's a cycle to when things are popular. If you sell things, you want to sell when the market is high. You want to buy low, sell high. Buy International Steel at 28.5, But, all right, so Sin from Lynn your husband has 7 outfits, I have 70. I'm kind of the opposite. My husband has a wicked lot of shirts, and I tend to wear the same thing. But you know what? You do you. You do, yes. And Chrissy C. Jump, it's only worth money if someone with money wants it and is willing to pay the money for it. Yeah. I love it. Excuse me. Catherine, hey. I have plans to declutter and paint and refloor my room. Need to not linger in planning. Yes, there is a balance between having a plan is really important. Having a basic structure of what you want to do, but you can get into, we would even use this in the biz, like when I was working in the corporate world, analysis paralysis. It is safe and comfortable to stay in the planning stage, to think about things, to talk about them, to dream about them. All of the stuff that happens up here and a bit in here is good, but until your hands start moving and doing things, you're still just kind of not moving. You're still sitting there in the car, your engine's going, you're warming it up, but you're not in gear. So catch yourself when you're spending too much of the thinking and dreaming, and then get curious why you're not doing the doing. Now, this is where I find that this is where my coaching really comes in handy, because I love to make a plan, but I have made plans for years. One day I'm going to do this. That's not a plan. That's just a dream. But then I've been afraid to even start. I grew up so shy and scaredy-catty. It is comical how I've changed in the decades I've been alive. I'm so grateful that I've changed and did not stay that way, because shyness is nice, but shyness can stop you for doing the things you want to. Okay? Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one, Brady's mom. You can't plow a field by turning it over in your mind. Yeah, and be kind or don't talk to me. 100%. That's why I'm a decluttering life coach. I put the life in there because what I coach clutter-wise applies to many other areas of your life. It's like on 2 levels. It's like Rocky and Bullwinkle. Okay? Okay, so Fiery Angel says, currently not moving because I just went back to work from a leave and I am in so much pain, but I have major clutter. Okay, here's where I want to help you. Yes, and change can be beautiful. It's like the trees. They went dormant and now they're blooming. I feel like I'm a late bloomer, but I'm glad I'm blooming. What I want to offer to you, Fiery Angel, is notice, and notice is for everybody. So they're saying, I'm in pain. When you're in pain, physical, mental, any kind of pain, when you're not feeling good, it's going to be hard to do anything easily. It's going to take effort to do a lot of stuff. I, as a decluttering life coach, will always say, deal with your pain first. Make yourself feel better. Do the things. Never mind about the clutter. I'm a life coach first, declutter coach second. I care about you. Mainly because when you feel bad, you're not gonna do the things you want to do. So start to do the things to make you feel better. Maybe that's taking it easy. Maybe that's taking some ibuprofen. Maybe it's stretching. Maybe it's not stretching. I don't know about your particular situation, but what I want to offer you this is you can change your life while you are in like when you feel better, even if your body is achy, you can make a plan. You can see what it looks like in your brain. You can look at it, and then you can feel it. If it feels good, as I like to say, whatever comes up, did something come up? Write it down. Okay, you can make a plan while you're laying in bed, not feeling 100%. Now, it will be a start. You can dream. How do you want to feel? I want to feel better. That can be part of your decluttering. I want to feel better in my home. I want to feel better in my body. Okay, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Heard that this week. Interesting. Now, I want to offer my perspective on that because what I want to say is there are so many ways to get to where you want to go. I know myself that if somebody says like drop and give me 20, I'll flip them the bird and walk away. There's a certain way, if I'm challenged about something, I have no interest in. I say this because this morning I was doing a morning walk. It wasn't as long as my original walk, but I walked past a bunch of guys doing like a boot camp or something, and it was like, oh, come on, give me, drop, well, literally they were playing Welcome to the Jungle in the background, and somebody was talking about protein, and I was like, whoa, if I cannot smell the testosterone from here. Now, I'm not judging. If they want to do that, that's fine. That's not how I like to do things. What I want to say, the challenge to me is inside, is not outside. It's like, okay, what in here, what in my heart, what in my nervous system, what a story is getting me stuck? That is the challenge, is to listen to your brain and your heart and not go external. So I like to hang out there and help you with that part. Okay? All right, so Classy Miss M says, I love listening to you. Oh, thank you. I just started so many types. I've tried. I could see it. I just don't feel. Seeing and feeling, two different things. When you get in touch, it can be scary at first to feel your feelings. We've been told, don't be so emotional. Oh my God, your emotions are where it's at. We're humans, we're not robots yet. So funny, I just made that face and it reminds me of one of my clients. And I know that it's like, ooh, scared. If you're not feeling it, you're not going to do it, right? Notice the phrase we use. I don't feel like doing it. I don't know. Maybe that's just a phrase I use. I don't feel like it. Why aren't you doing that tax paperwork? I don't feel like it. Why don't I feel like it? Well, it's going to be kind of boring. I know there's something. It's going to make me feel bad because I didn't do it earlier. I don't feel like it. There's other things I feel like doing, like going away for the weekend. Now, trust me, when I say I didn't do my tax paperwork, there's this little nibbly, quibbly thing that I can do, but I'm also cool with pushing it aside. I feel okay about pushing it aside, okay? So feel good about the decisions you make, okay? All right, so Mama Lady, I have trauma clutter. I know the catalyst and talk therapy did not help. Struggling here. All right, hon. It's so good you know that about where you are at, okay? I am not a therapist. I am a life coach. But what I want to share with you is, notice where my hand is, my heart, is there is help out there for you, and there is stuff there out there. I don't know if what I do can help you, but what I will say to you is, please trust your gut. If something's not working for you, notice that. But also what I want to say is take things at a pace that works for you. It could be just that incremental baby steps of noticing the trauma and not doing it. Talk therapy. Talking is all from the neck up. Where the things really change is when you go from the neck down to your heart, to your nervous system, to how you feel. And only you know how you feel. So trust yourself. But I want to offer, seriously, just from a decluttering perspective, if you have stuff in your house that makes you feel bad, get it out of your house. Who needs to be reminded about crappy stuff? I have a marriage that didn't work out from back in my 20s. I got rid of stuff that told me bad stories. I still come up with things. Now I see occasional things. I'm like, yeah, whatever. That was like a chapter of my life, and now I love it. My life, that is. Life is too short to be surrounded by stuff that makes you feel bad. So maybe what I can offer is, if you see something and it makes you feel bad, get rid of it. These don't make me feel bad. They're cute. They tell me a good story. I don't have pretty much anything in my house anymore that when I look at it, it makes me feel bad. In fact, when I look around, I feel good. Know that I would now. I feel good when I look at my stuff. It makes me feel good. Love it. Love it. So maybe that's what I can help you with. Okay? All right, Classy Miss Ab, I'm sick most of the time from brain surgery and other ailments. I'm a strong person. I know I am. Yep, you know what? Our brains, our spirits, and our bodies are two different things. I know myself. I feel more young and alive than I am right now, and my human body's decomposing. I'm on the other side of, I'm on the cusp, I'm on the menopause surfboard, but I'm heading towards the other side of it. So, all right. So here's an interesting thing. I'm going to back up a little bit and see if there's anything. I want to apologize. First of all, in case you haven't met me and you're like, what the heck is this? So it's 8 o'clock in the morning where I am. Don't know what time it is where you are, because I'm in the East Coast of the U.S. I say coast, even though technically I'm in a landlocked state, but thinking about that makes me feel suffocating. So I just look over New Jersey to the ocean and I feel better. So my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach. I am in the Philly suburbs, and I am a one-on-one life coach for decluttering life coach. And my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. Destination because I love to travel, and when you get lost, just if you have a destination to remind yourself of, you can realign yourself and get kind of back on the path. I have this this TikTok channel. So if you're interested, I post videos. I do TikTok lives, and I'm doing a TikTok live marathon between now and May 1st. If you're on the email mailing list, you got an email that says I might be doing some other ones, but only because you're on the email, you'll know when those are. So if you're interested in what I'm doing, if you like hearing this, consider following my page. That'd be awesome. If you like it and you want to get a little bit more of a taste, I will say I have a free mailing list. My website is destinationdecluttered.com. You can go to the join page, destinationdecluttered.com/join. Join the mailing list. The reason I say that is because specifically right now is because I want to let people know about all the ways we can get in touch. Tomorrow, actually, I'm doing a TikTok live in the morning, and then I have like a half an hour break, pretty much for all of us. And then I'm going to do a 1 hour free workshop all about kind of what I call road mapping your day. This is when you say, I don't have time to declutter, I don't know how to start. I help you get started, and I help you actually make it happen. It's a free thing that I'm doing, but it's just for the people on the mailing list. So if you're interested in either going to that, it's at 11 a.m. tomorrow Eastern, or if you can't make it tomorrow, it will be recorded, and you can access the recording for 30 days. Destinationdecluttered.com/join. And then lastly, I often forget this, is I am a one-on-one coach. I am. I show up on Zoom every week, an hour a week for multiple clients. I would love to do that with you. We show up. I have a 10-session package. It's paid coaching, and I love it. My clients love it, and I help you, just you and me, not all these other people, just you and me. What's jamming you up? We problem solve. We create a plan. It works. We celebrate. If it doesn't work, we don't judge. We get curious. We move things around. We try it again. We celebrate the incremental steps, and I teach you skills that you may just not even have. So many people who grew up cluttered just didn't learn how to declutter, and things were okay for a while, and now it's piling up. One-on-one coaching can help you with that. Okay, so let me help you with this if you want. All right, so what do we got here? All right, Louise said something. What? Okay. Okay, where was I? I love it, people helping each other. Okay, too many things look cute. They look cute. But here's what I want you to think about, is even just delaying things. Now, to me, this can also help with, like, if you're eating too many snacks, like, oh, that looks good. Pausing before you take an action. Taking a beat, putting up your little traffic cop hand. It's funny, every time I do that, I notice my pinky goes out like that. Isn't that interesting? My little traffic cop hand. Hello, I'm a pinky. Say, that looks cute, but do I really need it in my house? If I want it in my house, where am I going to put it? And none of this, oh, I'll find a place for it at home when I get there. I want to say, find a place for it before you even bring it home. And if you don't have a place, it's nice, but no. Now, I've had to do this myself. I've seen some pretty cool things. I'm like, oh, that's neat, but where am I going to hang it? Where am I going to put it? Nope, can't find it. Tomorrow is a Zoom event. Yes, if you're on the mailing list, there is a workshop for what I used to call breeze walking. Now I'm calling it road mapping because it just is so much easier. All of it. Teresa is asking, are you speaking of body and mind clutter or house clutter? Yes. I start with the house clutter because it's visible. Bless you. It's visible. It's surrounding you. The stuff makes you feel a feeling. But when you learn how to deal with your house clutter, you learn skills to deal with your body and mind clutter. You learn how to find home for things, for quieting down things, to make things feel better. So that's how I work. There you go. Julie C says, I have a crystal chandelier I thought I'd hang, but I think I'll sell it. Cool. Yeah, I have to be tough on myself in a craft store, says Chrissy C. Jump. How about this? Do you have any craft items at home? Play with your toys. This is what I like to say. Use what you have first before you go out and shop. Now, I like to go look at things, but I've gotten better at it. It's almost like I can now go. It's almost like I like to joke that I'm a recovering collector. I had to go for a while where I didn't go into any thrift stores or any antique stores or any, like home goods types places because I would be tempted by the fruit of another. I would be tempted to buy something. Now I realize I'm cool with what I have. It's just the right amount. This is good. Now I can go and look at stuff, but I can enjoy the looking. I don't need to own it to enjoy the thing. I can appreciate it when it's there. And of course, I give myself permission that if I really am like, oh, hell yeah, then I will buy it. I'm not like totally on a diet. But get curious, if you have to be tough on yourself in a craft store, why are you in a craft store? Brady's mom is asking, did your physical health improve before or after you got your home uncluttered? Kind of along the same journey. Yeah. I will say this, like I have a complicated relationship with food. I do. I'm of an age and I grew up with a mother always on a diet about, I'm never skinny enough. Oh God, I have curves and boobs at age 11, and everybody's skinny and twiggy and looking like now you find out that they're anorexic and they were on cocaine, but they looked all skinny and you're like, oh, this is not me. So I have a complicated relationship with food, but I will share the same principles of chunking it down, of taking a beat, of feeling. Really what I've started to pay attention to is what feels good, both emotionally and physically. And even in the past week, I know that when I went away, I was eating all the treat foods, but I was feeling crappy. And now that I've eaten some healthy foods, I hate to admit it, I feel better. So my physical health has improved, my mental health has improved. Because I'm not looking around feeling in shame and I should do this and I should do that and why is that there and I don't feel good. It kind of is a nice little package. When you start to basically you remind yourself that you can do something about something that bugs you. Coaching, There we go, squeeze reference. Somebody was picking up what I'm putting down. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a Gen Xer. I speak in either pop culture references from TV and movies or song lyrics. It's my second language. If they had a Duolingo for Gen X, I would be the expert. Spanish, no mucho, pero Gen X, sí. Okay. All right, I love it. Hey, Abbott Elementary, nice to see you. With stuff I bought in the past, I avoided the dollar store and felt so good using what I had. Yeah. Yeah, don't should on yourself. Should is a really interesting word. I get curious about should. Who says? Like, I'm kind of like, you're not the boss of me. But you're not the boss of me. I'm the boss of me. Now, if I feel like I should do it, should kind of gives me, like, do I want to do it? If I want to do it, I'm going to do it. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. Classy Miss M is asking how to get the email. Wicked easy. DestinationDecluttered.com is my website. On the website, there's a form on the join page. All you need to do is put your email address in there. I think you have to prove you're not a robot by putting in a code. Hit boom. You should get a confirmation email. Tomorrow, then, you'll get, and then later today, at some point today, I'm going to send out for everybody who signs up today, because I sent out an email last night to everybody who's already on the list. Excuse me. People who sign up today, I will send an email letting you know when the Zoom is tomorrow at 11 a.m. I'll give you the Zoom link. There's also a template you can look at. Don't download it or print it unless you absolutely really want to. I don't want to add to your clutter. I just want to put it there for reference. Also, you'll notice when you get the link for that I do a monthly free group coaching, Zoom coaching, to give you a taste of what coaching could be like, because basically I want to encourage as many people as possible here that want one-on-one coaching to become a client of mine. I feel like I can help you. Not everybody, but 99.9% of people who I get on a consultation with, I can help. There are some folks, I will be honest with you, that have deeper issues than I am qualified to help with. But don't let that stop you from doing a consultation with me. I did a consultation yesterday with somebody who I taught her the skill of going from overwhelmed to calming down. We may not be clients together, we might be, but I have now given her a gift that next time she's feeling overwhelmed, she can use this process. So I feel good. You know that I would. I feel good about what I do, and I want to encourage you. If you think you want me as your one-on-one coach, the sooner you get in touch with me, the better, because my schedule does fill up. Now, I love this. That you can find out information on my coaching on my website too, destinationdecluttered.com/join, or work with me. There's testimonials there too. Easy peasy. Kara is saying, just planted 6, stenosis, arthritis, new knee means I time my work and rest. 25-20, decluttering too. Yes, pay attention to how you're feeling. If you're feeling crappy, you're going to show up crappy. You're not going to do well. But if you're feeling better, you're going to do better. If you feel good, you're going to do good. And it's going to vary from day to day, from time to time. Okay? We are human creatures filled with liquid. Think about it. I was thinking about this morning on my morning walk, about how the oceans on the planet are so big and they are affected by the moon and the way that the season, like all the, like the everything. We are little tiny sacks of, electrified meat and liquids. We ebb and flow. There's days that you feel good, you're doing good. Other days, some days you don't feel so good. And then other days you do this. Meet yourself where you are every day. Wake up in the morning on that road trip across life and say, okay, how do I feel today? Oh, I feel pretty good. What do I have on my schedule? What do I want to do today? Where do I want to head? And that's your destination. How do I want my home to look? How do I want it to function? How do I want it to feel? How do I want to feel when I'm in my house? Whatever comes up, because it comes up. You ask the question here, but the question then goes down to this place. Whatever comes up, write it down. Write it down, get it out of your head, get it out of you, put it down on paper, and then we chunk it down, and then we put it on your schedule, and we ensure that you feel good, it feels doable and easy to start whatever you're doing. Okay? Now, Brady's mom is saying, two things I'll ask real quickly. Oh, hey, Chrissy C. Jump, I'm staring a sticker I got from you to help my son. Yes, I have stickers called, and it just says, every little bit helps. Remind yourself of that, people. Every little bit helps. User 82476, okay, is asking, how would you describe a person, their issues that you could not help with your coaching? I will say this. People who have severe trauma and or hoarding, if they are like a 2 to a 5 or a 3 to the 5 on the hoarding scale. The reason I say that is I could probably help them to a certain degree, but I don't know if I could get them there all the way, because you need to go in deep with some trauma and mental health issues. And I am happily not a licensed therapist. It's never anything that's been interesting in me, but licensed therapists are trained to go in deep, to spelunk in and help people navigate those things. I just don't want to show up and overpromise and underprovide. Now, the funny thing is I know some of my clients who I love and we're making progress. External people might have called them hoarders. They have a wicked lot of stuff, but I've been able to help them. However, if it's a lot of it is some things, you could get to where you want to go to quicker if you get therapy. Now, the one thing I will offer, though, is that I am a wonderful, like if therapy is the burger, I am the fries. I am. I work with a lot of people who are going through therapy, and honestly, I feel like I got the most wonderful compliment from a client recently. She said, I have changed, I have learned more from you, I have changed more. I get more from working with you than I do my therapist. So I don't say that to say ditch your therapist and come to me. I love working, I love collaborating. So if you need mental health help, do that, but I can be the clutter component to help you with your mental health. Okay? So I hope that helps. So it's basically the people who are struggling with their mental health. If you're not struggling with your mental health, like a deep struggle, we might be able to work together. That's why to work with me, and it's just for our peace of mind, I always schedule you schedule it. You schedule a consultation with me. You say to me, hey, I'm interested in it. I want to meet you at this day and this time. I have a calendar that has dates and times that I'm available. You sign up for that and we have a conversation. You share with me what your clutter situation is. I ask you a set of standard questions. I ask everybody, but I also trust my gut. My gut. My gut's down here, but my gut's down here too. And I rarely do this, but I would rather err on the side of safety and send somebody with help and love and support and encouragement to get some mental health help before I ever got in over my head. And that's the best for both of us, because if I get in over my head, I can't help you if you're drowning. Okay? All right, so there are some therapists out there who do a bad job. Every place in the world, there's going to be people who do good jobs and bad jobs. I bet there are decluttering people out there who do a bad job. I don't know. Thank you, Catherine. Catherine just said, and we don't even know each other except here on TikTok. Catherine says, life coaches are next level, and you're a good egg, Beth. Thank you. I think I'm a good egg, too. I want to feel good about everything I do. And I have learned that I would much rather say no and feel good about that decision than feel, ugh. So I have integrity, I guess you could call it. But I am really serious about feeling good about what I do. Okay? Do you help with the decluttering after a loved one passes? Yeah, I can help you with that. I can help you with that. I will offer a few things, S74, is that is a journey. So let me even just back up and give you a couple of things I want you to think about. Some good takeaways, because I'm only going to be here for the next 14 minutes. And then I get some laundry to fold, a couple of dishes to wash, some clothes to throw in a bag, and then whoosh, we're going away. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. It's great. I'm going to love it. Two things, same idea. I want you to think about this. Clutter comes with the way I coach. I want you to think about this. Clutter has 3 levels. You've got surface, you've got stored, you've got sentimental. Notice where my hands are with the sentimental. Okay? You also have, I want to say this, just because it follows that same kind of, like, what do I want to say? Like almost like the iceberg, tip of the iceberg type thing. You've got your surface clutter, but that's probably because you've got stored clutter issues, and some of your stored stuff is probably sentimental, the stuff that makes you feel feelings. What I want to offer to you then, when somebody passes, is Holy Mother of God that gets you in the feels. That everything you touch is going to be something. It has a story in your head that makes you realize, feel like the loss of that person. Even if it's not the loss of a person immediate, sentimental items tell you stories and make you feel feelings. That's why we have them, to remind us of the stories and to conjure up the feelings. Now, if your feelings are grief and sadness and loss right now, take your time. Do it right. Take as much time as you need. There is no time. There is no set time frame in which you should be expected to go through the stuff that a loved one had. So please pace yourself. Everybody with every clutter, please, I'm talking to all y'all, not just S74. Work at a pace that works for you. If you try to do too much, you're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to overwhelm your nervous system. You're going to get freaked out, burned out, and you're going to rarely go back again. It's like going to the gym and thinking you're going to do it all at once, and then you're crippled for the next, week or so. And you're like, oh, I shouldn't do that. No, slow and steady. Slow and steady. And then when you feel like, okay, this is enough, I'm kind of done, pull over, park the car, say good job, and then start again the next day. Okay? That is an emotional journey. And I can help with that. When you are ready. With all of my clients, with all of you. I am here for you when you are ready. But I can't get you ready. But you can. You can feel like it's time. You can feel tired and sick of what has happened in the past. You can feel like I am done. I want to do something different. I just don't know what it is. Ta-da! This is when I show up. Because I can help you. I know what to do. I know tools that I will share with you. It's like building your toolkit to help you get started. So I hope that's, yeah. Oh my gosh. The gym analogy is so apt. It is so apt. Because you even have to think about you going to say, I'm going to even sign up for the gym. I'm even thinking of entertaining it. I can do it myself. I'll just watch a video. That ain't working. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pay somebody. Now that I've paid some money, I show up. It's one of the reasons I charge money for my coaching. Not just because it's my livelihood, but because when you pay for things, you show up differently. Because think about this. Great analogy. You have something in your house. Somebody said it was worth $10,000. You have something in your house. Let me back up. You have something in your house, an item in your house that you don't like. Somebody said it was worth $10,000. How do you feel about donating it? You have something in your house you don't like, the exact same thing. Somebody said that's worth $1. How do you feel about donating it? Money, our feelings about money and value, they are intertwined. So I charge for my one-on-one coaching, and I have the people pay the entire amount up front. And again, that's not because I'm greedy. Now I've got En Vogue going through my head. I help the needy and not the greedy, something like that. I'll work on that one. I do it strategically, because when we pay for something and we pay for it all up front, we want to get our money's worth. You will show up differently for yourself if you have paid for something. I know I do. I could be here, like during COVID, I was good because I was doing yoga and stuff here, watching TV. And, that was the only thing I could do. But now things have changed and I have more options and I'm not showing up doing the TV stuff. And I've realized I need to pay for. So I do. I pay for the things that are important to me that make me feel better. And boy, can I tell you that me paying for Pilates and me paying for yoga, I think those are the only two, really. I'm sure there's others. They make me feel so much better that it is such an investment in feeling good. I feel good about doing that because I step up. I schedule in those things. I make those things happen, and that makes me feel good knowing I'm taking care of myself. Can you help people who need to sell items figure out how to do that, develop strategies? Yeah, I do. I used to sell stuff on eBay. I've done it all. Actually, here's a funny thing. If anybody here is in the Havre de Grace, Maryland area today, and you want to see people selling stuff, it's a plug because I love this event. My sister's down at it. My friend Joe is at it. Bunch of friends are down there. It's called Pyrex and Vintage Fest. Havre de Grace, Maryland. There are people, the streets are closed down because people are out there selling their stuff. And it's all cool, fun, funky, vintage stuff, colorful stuff. This stuff. Now, I am not helping my sister with it this year. I used to. She's Mad Mama Vintage. If you see her, tell her I said hi. I'm good with what I have. I love looking. I still enjoy going to those places and looking, and I don't feel bad when I don't buy anything. But I also give myself the opportunity to see something. Oh my gosh, the last time we were there, maybe 2 times ago, I saw this tiki his and hers outfit, like the wedding outfit, in the colors that I love. Oh my gosh, I was like, take my money, So I totally know that. Yes, the Pyrex Fest. Okay. I love it, Cat Mama. Mom died in August, still going through stuff. Take breaks and do my own thing. You know what? We're all going to be there at some point if we're not there already. One of the questions I ask when I do the consultation is kind of the who, what, when, where, why. Is whose stuff is it? Sometimes it's just your stuff or our stuff, like my husband and me. Sometimes there are things that you have inherited. My husband inherited some stuff in 2006 from his parents. We recently rehomed it. How many years ago was that? 18 years ago? It can take a while. It didn't take up much room, and I wasn't pressuring him, but it seemed like the right time to do it, and now he and his brother are going to benefit. Okay? So you create your own path. You decide. Again, destination. Think about this. You are here in your little car, and you say, I want to go to there, like Tina Fey's daughter. I want to go to there. Trust me, I saw my husband on stage, and then I was like, I want to go to there. And then now we're married 21, 22 years now. You do the things that get you to go where you want to go. Sometimes you stop and you're afraid, but then oh my God, what if I don't? Let me do this. And you stop and you try and it's slow and steady and patience. Enjoy the journey. It's a road trip, people. Think of it like a road trip, and it's going to be so much freaking fun. You get used to thinking of your life like a road trip. Here's a place I want to go. This is something I want to happen. This is something I want to buy. This is a person I want to meet. This is an opportunity I want to happen. I'm here. And then all that's between what you want and where you are is some steps, is some miles, is a little dotted line. And you say, ooh, what can I do today to get closer to where I am? Kay is saying, good morning, Bestie Beth. Good morning to you as well. So I'm only on for another smidgy minutes, but I want to make the worst. I love it. Annalisa is saying, I just noticed my quick surface clean was much faster today. Yeah. The more decluttering you do, the quicker it is to declutter. It's so good. I'm glad you like the color of my walls. Our walls. And look, we got the orange room right over there. You know why we did this? No, not because I Not because either of us grew up in a colorful household. I grew up in a traditional brown colonial box, basically. That's what my parents liked. It never did it for me. When I said, when I grow up, I want to have a house that looks like either the Monkeys Beach House or Pee-wee's Playhouse. And boy, howdy, do I have it, and I love it. It cheers me up. Even when it's not bright outside, it's happy in here, and it makes me happy. Okay? All right. Is that color lime, Ricky? Here's an interesting thing. I try not to be influenced by what the color says on the swatch, because I want to know how it looks and how it feels. When I walk into a room, I'm like, oh, that's kind of drab. We repainted this. We painted this green at one point when we very first moved in, because we've been in this house almost 20, like 19 years now. We have been in here 19 years. So then we repainted it because we realized that it looked kind of not right when when the sun went down. It looked dark. Okay. Yes, Terry, you are so spot on. You've learned something about yourself. ADHD. People, ADHD, I'm with you. I have it in my family. I probably have a touch of it myself. I say it's recessive in me where it's dominant in other people in my family, but I've got it, and I grew up in that environment. My ADHD says I'm all in or I'm not touching it. Yes, that all or nothing mentality. Baby steps are hard for some reason, yeah, because you're used to dealing with things on the all or nothing. Either hyper-focus and getting stuff done at the last minute and being totally in that manic mode, panic, or now I'm freaking exhausted and I'm just going to laze around to do anything. You aren't hanging out. You're either in the fast lane or you're in the slow lane. I want to help you drive 55. Sammy Hagar. I want to help you realize, just learn some tools that can help you experiment and play with how it feels to do a little bit at a time, to do a little bit and stop. And here's the thing, and trust yourself that you're going to come back to it and start up again. Not, oh God, I got to do it now because if I get distracted, I'm never going to get it done, so I need to do. No, I get hyper-focused myself. Or I could just get focus. And I say, don't interrupt me. I'm in the groove and I want to do this thing. Then when I want to stop, I will stop and be happy there with you. Okay? Hey, watching from the Philippines. Nice to see you from across the world. I love it. Maddie G357 says, I have a bright yellow and fuchsia room. I love it. Here's what I want to offer, especially because you're talking about the colors of my walls and things like that. Couple of things before I sign off. First of all, let's get the mechanical things out of the way. My name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. I am Destination Decluttered here on TikTok. If you like what you hear, or you just signed on and you want to know more about what I do, I've got a bunch load of videos there. Feel free to watch them. If you dig what I'm doing, consider following my page. That helps me. That helps amplify what I do and get it out to other people. If you want to get it out to other people too, please feel free to share who I am and what I do with anybody who you think is going to help. The more, the merrier. You know, Fabergé organic shampoo. I told 2 friends and you told 2 friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. So I also do these TikTok lives, and I'm doing them from now. I'm doing a marathon of them between now and like May 1st. There is a, a schedule of those pinned to the top of my TikTok page. But if you're on the mailing list, you also know other times I'm going to show up. Now, the mailing list is my free mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. You get first dibs on all the good stuff. So, like, for example, you know when I'm going to be doing TikTok lives before anybody else. You get first dibs on coaching consultations before anybody else. You get invited to a monthly Zoom that nobody else gets invited to. What else? Tomorrow specifically, I'm doing a free workshop that you only get invited to if you are on the mailing list. And the mailing list is free, and you sign up for it at destinationdecluttered.com/join. Tomorrow's workshop is going to be about how to start to make a plan, kind of make a little roadmap for your day that turns into a roadmap for your week, and it's always getting you where you want to go. I have a process I use. It's wildly successful for me and for my clients, so I'd love to share that information. That's tomorrow just for the people on the mailing list. 11 a.m. Eastern. If you can't make it, it's on Zoom. If you can't make it in person, the recording is available just for the people on the mailing list for 30 days. What else? TikTok lives are downloaded and uploaded to YouTube. You can watch those. I'm going to change the YouTube accessibility to make it more coveted for the people on the mailing list. The other thing, too, with the mailing list, I will say, is if TikTok goes away, it's a way that we can stay in touch. And I could just do a TikTok live, but it would be on another platform or Zoom or something like that. So it's a wonderful way to get in touch. But the best thing I do is one-on-one coaching. I coach clients from all over the country, maybe all over the world at some point, one-on-one via Zoom for a 10-week package. An hour a week on a day at a time that works for the both of us, and we show up and all we do is deal with you and your clutter. We make a plan that feels good to you, that works at a pace, that takes your nervous system and your life into account. We champion the wins. We get curious about the things that didn't go so well, and we iterate so it works better. And you practice showing up differently and learning how to basically talk to yourself kindly, feeling differently, and then your results are going to be hugely different. Okay? So I see that I have 46 new messages. I am truly sorry that I can't get to them, but I honor my time commitments, and I've got stuff to do. I bet you do too. But I hope that today, just even learning about what I do and how I do it has helped you in some way. And I just want to leave you with this. You can do something about what bugs you. You can. You can. If it's clutter, I can help you with that. If it's something else, there's somebody else that can help you with it. You are not alone. And if you don't know what to do, that's okay. We don't know everything. That's why we go and learn stuff from people. You didn't know how to drive a car when you were born. You learned from somebody. You learned the skills. You practiced it. Now it's just something you do without even thinking that makes your life easier and opens up your life. Doing your, TikTok. It's telling me I got to sign off. Anyway, there we go. TikTok thinks I'm a robot. Think of this. Think of one-on-one coaching as me being your driver's ed teacher. I teach you a skill you just haven't learned yet. You practice it with me, and then you practice it in between sessions, and then at some point you're going to be like, I'm good to go. I'm going to have these skills for the rest of my life. And on that wonderful note, rock on. Have an awesome weekend. I will be doing a TikTok live tomorrow morning. If you're on the mailing list, you know when I'm going to show up. If you want to get on the mailing list, you'll also know that. I'm going to send out an email from the road today, okay? Have an awesome Saturday, and I don't know, make the best of the time you have, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.